Oh man, you lost?
Yeah, I was just attacking when he had a pretty big drop, and he got my hive and my infestation pit. So I don't know.
The frustration, man, the frustration.
It just I didn't look very well.
Alright, it happens every now and then. It's no big deal. Losing is all good. Um, do you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Alright, yeah, cool. Sorry. I guess your microphone is high quality, so it was completely silent on my end.
I muted. I had some people over, so I was making sure because I want to be able to not have to be like disturbed for the whole hour and a half. So
Oh yeah, sure, sure. Alright. So have you ever had any kind of coaching before?
I think there was like a free, like it was just like a, hey, on Tuesday night, people join this whatever channel, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I was like, it was like bronze level, and I had just kind of started getting in, and they're like, oh, you're well above bronze, just keep laddering and you'll be fine. I was like, oh, okay. So it was kind of they just let it go,
Alright, fair
but
enough.
nothing else.
Cool, 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 cool. Alright, yeah. So, I don't know if you've ever seen any coaching before. I believe you mentioned you did, right?
Yeah, I've been watching any ones you put up. I've been watching to try and keep an eye like of what I should have ready and know and whatnot.
Yeah. So if anyone wondering, in case you don't know, basically what we'll do is just watch like a replay or just play a game or so, and then jump into a couple more games and go from there. So in the first email you sent me, you mentioned you were currently in Silver League. Is that true? Still?
Yeah, so when in the beta a while back, I was playing a bunch. Work got busy after the beta closed, but I was playing a bunch and I was like top. I don't know, top silver, just sitting at the top. And then just when the actual game released, I haven't had a ton of time to ladder, so I was trying to get a handful of games in this morning. So yeah, I'm sitting at the right now. I'm not at the top of silver, but I feel like that's probably where I am.
All right, cool.
But I don't know how much that's changed since the release, if and how the ladders have gotten filled.
Yeah, so most of the people that play ladder right now seem to have dropped down in rank a bunch, just like initially. Because like for the most part, it just takes some time for the system to decide where you want to be, and since you still can't get demoted at all,
Okay.
yeah, it just takes some time for it to decide exactly where you're supposed to be. But in general, you should still be somewhere around the same rank. At
Okay.
least for most people, it seems to be true after like 50 games
Yeah,
or
I got
so.
I got plays. I'm in like 50 or rank 43 silver, but so I don't know where my actual skill is though.
I have to ask according to the stream chat what microphone you're using, because they're all very happy with your microphone quality.
Seriously, it's a $20 Logitech that like I got tired of not having a good microphone, and it's USB. I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna look on the side.
All right. Oh, that's
And
sweet
I
though.
just it just says Logitech. I think I went on Amazon and whatever had like it had 1,000 stars or 1,005 stars. So
Sweet. All right. Well, there you go, guys. Just a random Amazon microphone from Logitech. Cool. All right. So do you have any kind of like particular goals that you really wanna get done in Legacy, or?
yeah, so I feel like 90% of my issues probably right now could be solved from just laddering 10 times more, but
Uh huh.
I work full time, so I get what I get, but I feel like there's probably a good amount of stuff that like just simply from you being like, "Oh, here's the lowest hanging fruit. Like if you would do this." And I know you always say queen injects, and I don't know if I'm losing games because I don't have larva.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, but I'm not saying I'm perfect at queen injects. So I guess kind of it'd be nice for you to just to either watch a couple or watch a replay and then just be like, oh yeah, if you did this, this, and this would get you potentially another league and a half or something. So I feel like my actual skill level is potentially like if I played where I wanted to be, I would
Mm-hmm.
probably be gold is like if I was at the top of gold, I'd probably be fine with that. So I don't think I'm ever going to be diamond platinum or whatever. So
All right. So basically, just see how high you can climb the ladder and
yeah,
just improve. Cool.
and just I guess some better game awareness to be able to like when I'm playing a game, like to not feel as bad when I lose it, to like be like, oh, I lost this specifically because this happened or something.
Okay.
And I feel like I don't have a great game sense.
All right. No, that makes perfect sense. So could you join? I'm on the North American server, by the way. I'm assuming we're there,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Could you join the group?
Loco TV.
Yep, just LowkoTV. There we go. Babble dabble. Cool. All right. So nickname, Babble dabble. Well, I guess in game and on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, how are you enjoying Legacy so far? Are you noticing any like significant things you're running into, or?
It was funny because, so I don't know. I guess since Wings of Liberty, like Wings of Liberty campaign was fun, but I've pretty much always just enjoyed Zerg. So when Heart of the Swarm came out, I enjoyed that even more. But I just never laddered that much because I always felt like, I loved watching streams and stuff, but it's just for me with 6 drones or whatever. It's like that all those decision makings in the beginning was so stressful. But to me, with Legacy of the Void, like with 12 drones, like I feel like I have so much more opportunities to like I've got income coming in quick, and it gets rid of that first like 5 minutes of the miserable part of the game that I didn't like in Heart of the Swarm. So as soon as I got invited to beta, I was like, man, this is a lot of fun. So I've really been enjoying the new economics and stuff.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, some people absolutely hate it, so that's good to know that you actually enjoy Legacy better than Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah.
Nice. So I see you play some Archon as well. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
you play one game.
I'm trying to think. I saved one. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I didn't rename this replay. I have 5 replays. And
Okay.
I thought I should have paid attention to put which ones were better and which
no
ones
worries.
how I won.
All right. So highest finish is gold, rank 72. Cool. All right. Yeah. So statistics wise, it's gonna not be super accurate, obviously, because you only got a couple games played so far. Legacy. I see you completed the campaign already, so you did that faster than me. But 21st November.
I think when the servers went live, I just played for like 16 hours straight.
Wow, you played the entire campaign in one sitting? Like, did you complete it straight, like in one day?
Yeah. I took off work and I didn't want any spoilers, and I knew that like pretty much everything that I saw, I'm not going to say anything, but everything that I saw, I wanted to see as fast as I could. So I just wanted to see it, which I don't know. Some people would say might be a waste, but it was fun.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And I played it on normal because I like the achievement, so like I just got every achievement on the first playthrough. So
Nice. Yeah, I've been playing for a long time. I think I got like 2,500 achievement points. It's like nothing.
Yeah. I know.
All right. So I'll promote you to leader. If you could like host up one of the replays, we can just have a look at that and go from there.
So I had a ZVT, quick bust, a ZVZ. I didn't scout. I got too greedy, and that one's not good. Oh well, that one was a cheese. He just left. This one, so I went my third. I think my second base. It was a ZVP, and I snuck a gold, so it was a little cheesy. But I actually. I'm trying to think. It's a 12-minute game. I don't know. Is that too long?
No, that's fine. We can just if you host me or make me the lobby host, I can just control the replay some. It's just to get an impression. I don't know, like if you have one particular matchup that you feel like is your worst. Like statistically speaking, right now it's ZVZ, but I mean it's only a couple games played, so it's hard to say if it's actually the case. But yeah, most of the time, like it's best to just focus on one matchup at a time. Although in Silver League, there's definitely still some things that will carry over towards the other matchups as well. But if you could, yeah, cool, awesome.
Yep.
All right, so this is a Zerg versus Protoss. Cool.
Yeah. And then so some other things like I know like from keeping an eye on like keystrokes that like you do and some of the streams or tournaments do. Like I know that my mechanics aren't super great, but I'm not saying like I'm not willing to work on it, but I just don't know if that's something that is so ingrained in my muscle memory now that like I press F2 and then like I'll press F2 and like shift 1 a lot to just like kind of group everything together. So I think that's one of my worst mechanic things, I guess.
Yeah, I've been using it a lot more as well in Legacy. Couple reasons why, I suppose, but yeah, in general, obviously, you never want to just be moving all of your stuff on one hotkey around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like the worst thing in the world. I feel like it's still fine, especially in like Silver League. I think up to like Platinum, it's okay to be using the F2 key. Ideally, though, you obviously do want to get used to multiple hotkeys and stuff. But I think one control group for now is at least doable. But yeah, like what is like your general plan? I don't know if you have like the same plan for every matchup, or if you have like the same plan for ZVT and ZVP.
So ZVZ usually like it makes me more nervous because I've gotten just like I'll be like, yeah, here I go to my maybe like start getting some actual units out, and then it's like, oh, there's a million Zerglings. So usually I go pool first for ZVZ. For ZVP, I feel like I'm a little more comfortable because like I feel like I have time to get set up and put some like overlords and some zerglings in spots, and so I feel better with that. And then I think Terran is my most rage-inducing whatever. Just because I feel like to me, like Terran just gets to be like, well, here I am, and here's all my units, and now you're dead. So again, I'm not trying to do balance stuff, but to me, I prepare the best I think about ZVZ because I know units are coming, and then I'm always the most worried because Terran, I guess, scares me the most, if that makes sense. So usually I think Terran I'll still do. I think I usually do hatchery then pool, and then I try and get a scout out early because I usually feel like they don't have a chance to kill me before I can do hatch pool.
Okay. Okay. So you feel strongest against Protoss. Terran is a sort of like I don't know what the fuck to do, and Zerg vs Zerg is just a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So as far as like your army compositions go, do you have like one go-to army you prefer playing?
Yeah, I'm not good at controlling Mutalisks very well, and I like Zergling Roach Hydra. That's my most comfortable because I feel like it just you got meaty roaches in front, and you can like, and also if I can get some Ravagers, that's good, and then that gives me time to see what they're getting into, and then potentially throw that army away, and then get into Ultralisks and or maybe Broodlords.
Okay, cool.
But Broodlords are tough too because they're just so slow.
Yeah, so most of your game will be Zerglings, I guess, into Roaches, into Hydras, and then eventually, potentially some other stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
All right, that sounds very good, though. That sounds very good. Like, I would definitely not recommend playing Mutaling Bane right now, just because it's fucking hard. Like, it doesn't Legacy the Void with the crew spread speed and all that stuff is just so much more difficult than it was in Heart of the Swarm. So, there's just too much. But Roach Hydra Ravager, or just Roach Ravager actually is very good, for sure.
Okay.
Cool.
I understand the corrosive ability, the corrosive bile, but like it seems like it's so easy for even at people in silver just to kind of step back. So I don't do a ton of Ravager play either.
Okay. Yeah, Ravagers is really good. I think the ability at pro level especially will be used mostly for zoning people out and like making sure that they can't get into, the position that they really want to be in. But yeah, you're right. Like it's relatively easy to dodge, but if you don't pay attention, like if they're not looking, you can do so much damage with it.
And you're right, even with zoning, like even if I have a smaller army, but I'm dropping biles, usually it does seem to like scare people back a little bit. Yeah. So I think I got cheesed the level before this, so I think that's why I went pool first. I think I was actually trying to I wanted to get speedlings going quick here, which is not standard against. Oh no, there's the probe.
All right. Yeah. So I see you go for. Oh wait, you're going for the gold base?
Yeah, so I told you this one was a little cheesy.
All right. So I see your virtual one right there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I felt like even if it was cheesy, like he put some good pressure on that base out there, and that probably wasn't even the right gold base to take. Isn't there one? Yep, there's one over here. But I think I wanted to be close to him, and because I think the game before this, Protoss walled off, and it just like I kept bashing my face against their wall. So I wanted to get some Ravagers to just make him unhappy, I guess.
Right. Yeah, so you're trying to pressure him with roaches right here, or are you actually planning on mining off of this base?
No, I wanted to mine off this base.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, in that case, I probably would have just taken this one or that one.
Yeah.
Probably a little safer that way, but I guess that works as well.
Yeah, I wanted the minerals, but I also wanted the reinforcements quick.
Okay.
I'm not saying it was a great plan. I'm just saying that was the intent here.
No, I understand the intent. Cool. Yeah, it just makes it really hard for the drone transfer and whatnot to get there. And it's not really that necessary. I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. Okay. It's just a little unconventional, right? But it works well if you manage to actually do it properly.
I think the reason I picked this replay though is not because of that it was cheesy or whatever. It's that like I think it was like the 8 or 9 minute mark. I felt like my crisis management was good. But then again, it's silver, so I don't know if how good he was.
All right. Yeah, so I generally play a little more standard, I suppose. I mean, on this map, I have been playing some cheesy gold-based stuff as well. But what is like your mid-game plan? Like, let's say right now you're at the lair, right? You got the Ether Chamber, you got the Roach Warren. What's the goal from here?
I just wanted to have. I feel like Roach Ling, like against a Protoss who doesn't like if he's not sky tossing me, like I can control that pretty well and just like put pressure on his base long enough that I can get like up to 3 bases and just do whatever I want.
Okay.
I ended up going Hydra because he ended up having. I saw a Void Ray very early on. Like he had a Void Ray in a couple minutes here.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so what I would really like to see, I guess, is a bit more of like a certain timing that you really want to hit. So right now you're getting the +1 attack and a roach speed. You could do a really good timing push with that. Actually, normally you'd be getting the +1 missile upgrade. But like, for example, the plan to, you know, hit him right in the face right when +1 attack and roach speed finishes up, for example. I think that would be a very good timing right here. But I mean, if he is not planning on taking a third base, it's fine to just take your own third base and just get that superior eco that you're saying.
Yeah.
All in all, though, this is looking pretty powerful. The gold base at his base is working out surprisingly well.
Yeah, I don't know when he saw it, but once I saw the Void Ray, yeah, so there's the Stargate. So once I saw the Void Ray, I got a little nervous because I was like, oh, I don't have any air. And so that's when I think he was actually hurting me, but I actually had Hydras like right at that second. So I think that's the only reason that I was able to pull this out.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so I like the aggressive droning early on. I'm not sure if you needed that spine crawler at home, if you just would have gotten another queen instead. Like, just if I'm very critical here, but all in all, the safe play is good, and getting the workers first is very good as well. Also, hitting the queen injects and keeping the money low, so it's looking solid. I mean, you know, gold base aside.
Yeah.
But a little bit of aggression here, that's good.
So I think I thought I was going to be able to, like, just kind of do the Ling run by here, but that Void Ray just sat there for forever and just got to... No, I took out most of his...
Yeah, I was going to say, this is actually a very good timing. Most people would have had it back by now.
Yeah.
I would like to see a drone follow-up completely. But this
like
is...
Okay.
Yeah, you know, this is usually where things get a little trickier, right? So...
What do you mean by that?
Usually what happens, at least what I've noticed a lot when I coach people, is like they get really, really aggressive with this push because, hey, you know, you could potentially finish out the game right now, right?
And that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically what is, like, whenever you're in this scenario, what's really easy to do is just to, you know, get overconfident and hope you finish off the game. But if you do this 100 more times, you'll start to realize that it pretty much never will finish up the game because Mothership Course is pretty good.
Okay.
So most of the time what is good to do at some point is just to call quits on making any kind of unit production and then go full on into droning. Because you already made this base as a follow-up, right? You already have that good to go. So what you could do is just drone up hardcore, but... Yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say, usually I'm pretty, like, when I know that I have an upper hand, I'm good at, like deciding, like, okay, I'm definitely going to commit and, like, get the third, you know, do the, you know, if you attack, expand, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm usually okay at that, but sometimes it's like when I'm in crisis mode, it hits the fan and I don't know what to do. So this one actually worked, this game worked out better.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm like, don't get me wrong, I actually think you made the correct call right here. I haven't seen exactly what you followed it up with, but yeah, you do a lot of work at kills here.
Yeah, I got scared of the Void Rays, so I started making Hydras. I think the den is down now. Yeah.
So usually, like, I see your gut instinct right now is to make roaches, and that's what most people do. But knowing that you just killed all of his army, right, you could just go ahead and make a lot of drones here and just wait for the Hydra then to finish.
Okay.
Like, the roaches that you're making right now are good defensively, but they're not 100% necessary. Like, I guess, like, if I'm being picky, you could just drone up the third and go from there, but...
Yeah. The 2 Void Rays scared me, because I played a game the other day where he just had, like, 5 Void Rays, and I couldn't do anything about it, so it made me nervous. So I might have overcommitted there. Yeah.
No, the Hydra switch is great. Especially versus the units that he has. As you can see, though, Immortals are pretty good in Legacy. They shred things.
And and I think I thought I was going to try and do a run by, but then I'm like, no, he's defended. I need to just unit up.
Yeah. Yeah, so the only thing that I really, I guess, have to comment on here is the timing of the pushes. Like the moment that you attack in the base.
Yes.
So the first one was pretty good with the Roach one, or the Roach speed finishing up and the Zerking speed finishing up, or the Zerking attack finishing up. What you could really follow it up with as well is like a very similar timing. So let's say, you know, after you've done the aggression, right? So right around right here or so, when he is like sort of pushing you backwards and you're just defending whatever he's got going on. What you could really follow this up with right now is to already set up a next moment of attack, so to say, right?
Okay.
So for example, what you could go right now is the Hydra upgrade, and then the +1 missile upgrade, for example, and just queue those up. And until, you know, those until those upgrades finish up, you just sit back and just wait. And as soon as they finish up, you push with all of the army that you got.
So how do you see? And that's another thing when I'll watch you play and you'll talk about timings and stuff. How do you? I mean, do you just tab through your bases? I guess I'm never good at knowing. I wish there was like you could get a production tab on a regular ladder game for just yourself, because I never know. It's hard for me to keep track of when stuff is happening. Like I know that like if I'm supply blocked or if I have a lot of money, I'm like, okay, go just start upgrading things. But like I never pay attention to when it's. I guess I don't know. Maybe that's just from playing bunches of games.
Yeah, it's both like playing a lot of games just so you get the timing in your head, right? It's the same with your queen injects. Like, how do you hit every queen inject? It's like, well, I don't know, right?
Yeah,
just happens.
Okay.
But I don't know how you do your queen injects, but I usually check my bases a little right as I am hitting all of the queen injects. Like, for example, if I inject the main base, I will check around if the drones are, like, for example, if I would inject right now, I'd notice, hey, there's like a bunch of workers extra that I could move, and I could probably get the upgrade for the Hydra den and the +1 missile going. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, does that answer your question? I don't know what you
No, that makes sense. I just gotta know when I start them and then keep an eye out for the next, whatever it is, like 90 seconds and stuff to keep an eye on that stuff. Okay.
Yeah. And also, if you base your attacks around certain upgrades finishing up, you also don't forget about getting the next upgrade.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay.
So basically, like in this game, for example, you could attack in like stages. So your first stage would be Roach speed and +1 melee attack, I guess it was in this game. And then the second stage, I suppose, could be the Hydra upgrade and then the +1 missile upgrades, right? And just get those upgrades. They don't have to finish up at exactly the same time, but at least it gives you a moment to push out, right? Like it at least gives you a time to be hitting him. Whereas like just randomly, like for example, the reason why I'm bringing it up is this push that you do at the gold base right here. It's a pretty random timing, right? There's not really anything happening at that point.
And I think I lose a little bit because of it. I think that's the thing. Like I'll see, like I'm like I don't want him to feel too comfortable, getting units up. So sometimes I'm like, if I just throw some things at him, like he'll feel stressed out, like I do when I get pushed. But that's probably not very good reasoning.
Right. Yeah. No. The reasoning is solid. I just think you should probably wait until the upgrade is finished.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But that's about it though. And just get non-stop units until that upgrade finishes. I mean, it's only like 30 seconds from now. It's not like a massive difference, but it will make the timing just significantly stronger because your Hydras can actually retreat and stuff. But so basically what I'm saying, I will write it down as well. Push out, and that's true for every matchup, by the way. Zerg for Zerg, for Terran versus Protoss as well. Push out whenever upgrades finish, and I guess don't push out when upgrades don't finish.
Yeah, okay.
It's obviously a general rule. You'll see it in the pro games very often that they still move out at very random times or seemingly random times. But that's just the meta that they're used to, and they know exactly what their opponents are likely going to be doing, right? But this is, as a general guideline, just push out right when you finish up the upgrades.
Okay.
But getting the mothership core right there is solid as well. Yeah, and I guess retreat whenever you notice it's not going to go that well. But
yeah, I was probably looking at something. Oh no, my queens aren't on. I don't put my queens on my hotkeys because I'm bad or whatever. So
no, it's fine. It's fine. No worries. But yeah, those are the only things I'm really noticing right here. He's probably just going to build up a big army from here. Yeah, so these sort of moves are pretty solid, but once again, right? No upgrades finishing up makes it pretty rough to push.
Yeah. And I think I was just trying. Oh yeah, this I was like, oh well, if I send all these units in here, like he'll have to like crisis management. So I think I kind of sent him in willy nilly, but I feel like Zerglings they're really strong, but like when he had that units, I was like, oh, I can afford to throw some of these away. So
I think that was great. I think that was really good. Nobody really does that in Silver League. Like people just sit back for a long time, so that's really good. At least like
I have noticed like
you killed so much stuff there.
Yeah. I have noticed, like, especially because I know for me, like, when I get drops and stuff, like that, like, as soon as, like, one, spinning plates kind of thing, as soon as you get one plate that starts spinning, like, the whole thing goes to crap. So sometimes, like, I'll just, like, box, like, 15 or 10 Zerglings or whatever, and just right-click his base and just completely know they're gone. But, like, if I'm making him sweat a little bit, then I feel like I can worry about the front of my the attack a little bit better, so.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally reasonable. I think that's actually... yeah, a pretty solid idea. Yeah, cool. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so all in all, just as like a recap, I suppose, I like the drone timings a lot. I like the fact that you get workers a lot before starting to produce the army. And then I would just like to see the pushes line up a little bit better with the upgrades that you get finishing, and then
Okay.
you know, you likely just do stronger timing attacks, and that's basically throughout the entire game. But other than that, the run bys and whatnot are actually very useful as well. So this was looking good. This was looking good. So this guy was Gold League, right?
I'm not sure.
I believe so. Yeah. He has got a girl on his Nexus. This is.
He was trying. Yeah, that was Taylor Swift, I think.
Oh,
That's
it's that Taylor
funny.
Swift.
Yeah.
He's trying
He
to
was trying
distract
to
you, man.
He was trying to sneak another base down there, but he didn't take a gold, and he didn't. I'm trying to look what his vision is. Yeah, he had no clue. He didn't know where I was. So
Yeah, he didn't find your gold until long later. Yeah, so I think it wouldn't have made any difference in this game if you would have gotten the base right there.
yeah,
I mean, other than the Zerglings and units and whatnot reinforcing a little faster, but
and that's the other thing too. These new maps. It was funny. I think the Tuesday at launch, like I actually felt pretty good about the beta maps, and then like I did 5 ladder games or something after the campaign, and I was just like, oh, all these maps are completely different. So that kind of threw me for a loop too. So
yeah, the maps are pretty rough. But yeah, there's so much to learn. But anyways, Nayroy, thank you for the resub, sir. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Why is my game reloading? All right, there we go. All right. So I just left a replay. I don't know if you have a practice partner that you want to be playing against, or
no, my one other friend, he plays less than I do. So
cool. All right. So we'll pull someone from the stream. That's all good.
Okay.
I think it's gonna teach you more to practice Zerg versus Terran and Zerg versus Protoss, just because it's pretty similar in a lot of ways, and Zerg versus Zerg is so cheesy right now that it's hard to really do coaching for that. So if there's any like silver/gold level players in the chat right now and you want to play, please join the North American server. And what you need to do is go in game and type /join LowkoTV. So just type this little line right here in game, and you'll join the group. And just, you know, say hi in the group, and I'll invite you. So if you're a Protoss player or a Terran player, feel free to join. Could you toss me the party lead back, by the way?
yes.
Cool. You're a low play Terran, or low gold Terran. Cool. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. Yeah. So if we could get like a high silver/low gold or something at first, that would be nice, and we'll see how that goes. So do you usually play with people like bothering you on Skype or anything?
No. So usually, like I said, I don't get to play a ton. So, I'll try and come in and I'll do like one co-op game just to kind of like, because I thought they made those pretty fun. I thought, just to kind of warm my fingers up and not feel bad if I lose my first ladder game, because then I still got to win on the co-op. And then usually I'll just click ladder and just try and do it as many times as I can before I gotta get to sleep or something. And most of the time, sometimes I'll have like Hula on in the background, but usually I'm trying to focus.
All right. So I'm gonna be real annoying, and there's also a lot of people watching, so it's gonna be a little different at first. It's all good though. Like you know, in the end, losing doesn't really matter all too much.
Right.
So we'll see if we fight someone good to practice against them. You may lose, but
oh yeah, as long as they're not like out to cheese me, I don't care. It's nice to have. That's the other thing. Like if you see stuff like where it's like, oh yeah, no one, people don't normally put their spawning pools there because then it block. Like there's little things like that I don't have thousands of ladder games behind me to like know that it's like, oh, no one ever does this. So if you see stuff like that, then I think that would be nice to know too.
All right. Okay, cool. Yeah. So most of the time you don't notice those until you're actually observing someone completely. Like observing, in game, instead of like watching the replay. But I'll make a note of that as soon as I see something in particular. All right, so we got Sono right here. He plays a heck of a lot of these Protoss. He's already got 150 ladder games done, so that's pretty solid. And he was platinum last season. He's currently in silver though, so you want to give it a try?
I'm fine with anything. Like as long as I really don't want to try and go against cheese. So like as long as I'm not getting cheese, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe this guy is gonna be like significantly better mechanically speaking, but
I'll manage and we'll see.
All right. All right. Yeah. So let's just go for the same thing. Like in this game, right? In the game that we'll play. Actually, let me just load up a map first so we can talk about it. Ladder games, Blizzard maps.
Sorry for slurping noises there.
Oh, no worries. How do you make this? I haven't actually done any legacy coaching yet ever since it came out. So the UI is a little different.
So if you go into multiplayer, custom.
Yeah. Yeah, but it shows a lot of like custom games as well, like
okay.
custom maps. But like all units ignore supply. It's like, well, I don't think we want to go.
No.
Cool.
Oh, I should probably hide the stream too.
Yeah, or at least mute it. I don't know. Like it gets sometimes a little confusing if you have it full on, like full screen, and not a monitor. But
yeah. No, I have it small. I was just keeping the chat up just so I could see if people.
if they're being jerks.
Well, you know, that's pretty much what the internet's for.
Yeah, people on the internet are very honest, but
No.
The stream is always nice. All right. So how do I talk in a party chat, lobby chat? Oh, here we go. Legacy is surprising. Like, here's the thing, right? I just join a game and I just click find match. That's what I do in StarCraft. I don't really use the UI. All right. So
you need to make. Are you needing to be ref instead of a spectator or anything?
Yeah. So I can actually pause the game. That's a good point.
Yeah.
If you could mute close to stream, that'd be great. I hope he's already done so, but I'm just asking to make sure that he's not watching. He already obviously knows, you know, general strategy that you've been going for a bit.
I mean, it would be pretty next level for one of your followers or subscribers to wait till you're coaching someone just to.
Oh, it happens all the time actually, where I like ask people to turn off the stream, and they're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I should turn off the stream that I'm playing against this dude, right? Like, cool. So he's just gonna play straight up macro. We'll do the same.
Okay.
So as far as strategies goes, right? This is a map that we also had in a beta, so it should be a little easier to, you know,
awesome.
not get too bothered by it. But anyways, as far as the strategy goes, let's just try a pretty standard play that you did in the previous one. Except this time we'll go for the +1 missile upgrade and go for the Roach Warren as a follow-up. And then get the +1 missile upgrade and the Roach speed done at the same time, and then do a big push, right? So we'll basically try and push out whenever we get like a big army up and the upgrades finish. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Yeah, and we can just pause the game at any moment, obviously. Yeah, so just feel free to ask me, and like during the game as well, I can just pause. All right, you ready, start?
I'm good.
Cool. Let's turn on the lights real quick, guys, because it's getting dark. It's like 4 p.m. It's getting dark over here. It's so stupid.
Yeah, you actually stream at the perfect time normally. Like it'll be right when I'm going to work. So like for me, like I can just put it on in the morning while I'm doing some. I hide it in the background or whatever. But
You eat breakfast with Loco. That's nice. Yeah, someone in the chat is asking why I always advise people to go for Roach timings. The reason why I like to go for Roach timings is just because it's such an easy, all-round strong strategy. There's not like... You don't need to micro it very hard, right? And micro is not really the thing that's gonna make you a much better player. I mean, I could be teaching you to do a Zergling into Hydra timing attack, but that would assume that Pabeldel was gonna like control his Zerglings very well, and like that he's scouting around the map to find all the proxy panels and all this sort of stuff, right? Whereas with Roaches, you just sort of make them and they're always great. And honestly, in Legacy of the Void, they got even better now that you can also make Ravagers out of them. Ravagers. There you go. I just hit puberty live on stream, man. That was pretty sick. But anyways, yeah, so hatchery first is all good. I'll be watching the game completely through your vision as well. So, we'll see. Cool. So let's still be getting the Zergling speed relatively early on.
Okay.
And then we'll just pull the drones out of gas. Oh, you do like to go for drone scouts?
I don't know. So, you know, back in, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to talk, but back in Heart of the Swarm, it was like, man, anytime I didn't have information, it was like, well, you lost this because you didn't scout. So it's like, to me, I'm willing to waste a little bit of the minerals to not, you know, have to feel like I just got blindsided.
All right.
So he's going for a fast. He's going for a fast one too, though.
He's going for a very fast Nexus.
So cool. That would be when I would be like, well, you're getting a bunch of Zerglings in your face.
Okay, well, you could potentially do so. Let's just let him do it for now, just so we can work on the timing a little better. But yeah, there's definitely an option
Okay.
right now because he goes Nexus first. I mean, that's very greedy, obviously. But let's just send this worker home and start the queens up. So let's go up to 4 queens this game. Let's just say 4. Okay, I like the uses of the camera hold keys. It's very useful.
I tab back through my bases. I tilde.
Okay. Cool. Alright. Let's get circling speed going. And get another overlord. Can we get the link speed?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Nope. Alright. Let's hit the queen injects and let's go. Cool. Alright. So we do need to get some overlords as well. And we can probably start getting a 3rd base relatively shortly, because you know, he obviously has the Nexus already. I would actually wait with the gas guys just for now, just because we need to get the bigger economy first. So I don't think we need to rush out the Roach Warren quite that early.
I'm getting a little bit of lag, so.
All right, no worries, no worries. Yeah, so basically early on is going to be the goal, just to get as many workers out as possible, right? So we want to get that 2 base saturated as soon as we can.
So I guess that's my thing. I never know how comfortable I should be. Yeah, thank you. I never know how comfortable I should be. Like, how do I know that I can drone here? Like, how do I not see that he's not like having an all in and stuff? I guess that's what scares me.
All right. So just to give you a number, right? Your opponent has gone for a really greedy Nexus, right? Most of the time, the very earliest he can do any kind of aggression to you is going to be like 4.5 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So up to that point, that basically means that, you know, between 4.5 to 5 minutes is where you're going to have to be a little bit careful. But because you know he went for such a greedy expansion, he should be not able to really do anything except for maybe a Zealot or like a Mothership Core, right? But your queens, you got 2 queens in natural right now, they will deal with that just fine.
Okay.
So, basically,
Oh, yeah,
the only thing you really have to worry about right now is making drones. If that makes any sense, right? I know the feeling though, where you're like, well, shit, I got a lot of idle larva. Like, what do I do with it right now? Do I go ahead and make a lot of Zerglings, or do I go ahead and make a lot of drones, or where's the priority, right?
Right.
For now, until you have the 2 base saturated, you should be 100% safe just to make workers.
So, and is that ZVP or like pretty much any like? Does that work
That's
for
pretty
ZVT
much
too?
Yeah, ZVT as well. Zerg vs Zerg is a little
Okay.
tricky just because of the link speed timings, but in Zerg vs Terran it's pretty similar as well.
Okay.
The only one thing that you have to worry about in Zerg vs Protoss is oracles, as well as Dark Templar. So that's gonna be kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But the easiest way of dealing with them without like going for any kind of like, wow, is the stream lagging? Wow, what's the stream lagging there, guys? I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. Apparently it was freezing or something. It seems to do something with the full screen options and the windowed full screen thing in Legacy of the Void. I'm not sure why. I'm sorry for the interrupt right there. But if you want to be 100% safe against the Stargate play as well as the Dark Templar play, go ahead and just get a Spore Crawler at 4 minutes. Okay, so in both of the bases, just get a 4-minute Spore Crawler. That's basically it.
Okay.
So yeah, that should be covering all of that. So yeah, just keep on droning. You can even get a 3rd hatchery going right now, and just drone up the natural completely, get the lair going, and then you can start thinking about units.
Okay.
So that automatically means that we didn't really need the Evo Chamber and the Roach Warren quite that early.
Yeah.
But you know, just so you know, right? Like
I guess
we're just learning a little
I hate
things.
feeling unprepared, I guess, and so. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'll try and remember that.
yeah. The Zerglings at the front that you have right there, they are crucial though. Like if you wouldn't have had those, right? He could just, you know, go to a natural and kill a queen, right? And be very annoying that way. So the Zerglings that you have right there are very useful. And since you're still getting link speed, if you would see someone move out and then start producing Zerglings, you're still going to be plenty in time to stop it.
Okay.
So yeah, That's basically the reason why. So let's just go ahead, get a third base up, drone aggressively for you know, for at least a little while, get the lair going, and then also obviously the 4-minute spore crawlers. I'll repeat it in game as well, but
Okay.
that's the plan. Okay, so we're just gonna try and establish more workers here. Cool. He's probably listened to this, but oh, it's good. If he puts down like 2 more nexus, we know what's going on. All right, so let's just drone up for now. Cool. Can start the lair up. More workers and the third base. Yep. And if you want to be really safe, you can get the spore crawlers as well. Very good.
That's another thing too. That shouldn't take me that long to do.
Yeah, that's just practice. Like you mentioned already,
I
that's just
know.
practice. Alright, so let's get the lair going. Now that we've got the lair going, you can get the +1 missile upgrade as well. Oh, we already got that going. Great. We can start getting about 2 more gases right now. So notice how we have like almost 2 base saturation full. You can get 2 more gases, and that way you'll be able to produce non-stop workers. Or non-stop drones, sorry. Or non-stop roaches. Yeah, so we do need to get more workers here, just because we just started the gases and we're going to need workers for that. But until now, like, it may feel very greedy, but he actually got more workers for now. Alright, so there is a third nexus going down at this point. Notice, like, if we got in this base a little faster, right, we could have probably just already had a superior eco for him.
Yeah, I'm supply block too.
All good. Let's start the +1 armor upgrade and then the roach speed as well. So at home, in the main base.
Sorry, I was trying to think if I wanted to kill that. I didn't hear what you said.
Let's get the +1 armor and then the roach speed as well. And the carapace upgrade. Yep. So these upgrades will finish up roughly at the same time, right? So what you can do right now is make a heck of a lot of roaches and push out right when these upgrades finish up. So let's just start non-stop army. So this is just for practice sake. It may not be ideal for this game, but I just want to showcase like how powerful timing can be. So let's just get overlords, roaches, and you know, all that stuff. So notice how we prioritized getting workers and then started making roaches, right? Yahoo! Polderong, thank you for your $11 donation, bro. Appreciate that. Let's not move out yet. Let's not move out yet. All right, yeah. Let's just wait for the upgrades to finish and then move out. But yeah, thank you very much, Polderong. Thank you. Can see 2 hearts in the chat, guys. Alright, so roach speed is about to finish. That means we can start moving. So let's go ahead across the map and see how much damage we can do. I would probably push this natural first, and then if you photon overcharges a lot, we can just head back and go to the natural instead. Very good. Let's keep on going. We can't give him too much time here. Well, he seems to have a lot of Archon here. Gotta be careful fighting into roaches.
Too much?
Like, yeah, let's move back, yeah. Fighting into Zealots is pretty risky. Zealots do more damage than Stalkers do, so... he seems to have a lot of army here. You probably want to switch into some other units. So, adding on the Hydra then right now and going back for drones is a good idea. So the pullback right there was actually very good. So let's just, yeah, fully saturate the third base immediately. Cool. I like the +2 armor, or +2 attack, that's good. Very good. Nice. Alright, so are we fully saturated yet? Not yet. We could use some more workers there. Cool. Alright, so let's get the armor or the upgrade for the Hydralisk and start making a lot of Hydras.
That's why I get Overlord speed too. As soon as I start knowing, I'm like, ah, shit, things might go south.
But you notice how we get first a lot of drones and then army? And then a lot of drones and then army? That's basically the order to do things in. Yeah, I don't think this guy is Silver League though. He's got a lot of shit. Sure, add some
I also got a changeling in his base, so that's kind of fun.
Yep. Very good scouting. Alright, let's get +2 armor.
Got it.
Yep. And you could add on some ravages here as well if you wanted to. Like, you notice how you got a little too much gas? You could add some. Yeah, exactly. So +2 attack and the Hydra upgrade are about to finish up. You can see if you can do some damage at that point. So let's just wait for the +2 attack. So just check your base. Well, here you go. Free observer. But just check the main base. Okay, upgrade is not done yet quite, so... yeah, let's just wait a little until that's done and just keep on making units. So more Hydras and more Roaches. Very good. Macro is very spot on. Nice. Nice. Nice hive timing. It's also solid.
Yeah. That's when like I'm like...
Alright. So +2 attack is done. You can see if right here if you can do some aggression to him. So he's playing extremely passive. You could see if you can get some vision up that ramp. Gotta be careful though, because there's sentries. If you can pull them out on the map, yeah, then it works, but... I guess you can take that a little easier. If you can fight on creep, it's easier though.
I got a bunch more units coming in, so I'm gonna try and hold off for like 2 seconds.
Alright. I would like to see some scouting for a potential 4th base. Just to see if he's got it going. Because if he is getting that going, we do need to, like, we can't really wait, right? So if you could, like, take a Zergling or something to move out, that'd be really useful. There you go. So just check it. It's probably in the, you know, above his 3rd base. If he got it. Alright.
He doesn't.
Cool. Just make a lot of stuff here. Cool. Alright. So now the +2 armor is about to finish up. I would once again like to see him move out. Just to see if he can do something. Let's also get the hive going. Yeah. So you do want to start fighting him shortly, because since we're maxed out right now, you can't really do very much without it, right? So if you can get him out in the open, or like set up a concave or something, that would be huge. Well, this is already very nice. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. Those are the new units.
I know, I saw it lag. Ah, fuck, I lagged super bad.
Oh, that sucks. Alright, no worries, just keep on going. You can keep on pushing. Alright, yeah, the way so you counter those units is by setting up a big arc. Can you still hear me, or is it like that?
Yes, sorry, there's a lot going on.
Cool.
I feel like I should be I feel like I should have ultras.
You could switch into Ultralisk if you wanted to. That is actually a pretty good switch in the late game, but Archon and Zealot is already very good against it, so most of the time something like Broodlord is going to be more useful. I would just focus on the... Yeah, maybe potentially going for the Broodlords instead.
Okay, I got Aspire down.
Cool. But yeah, like the way you engage that army right now is by splitting up your army, so you gotta have like little groups coming from every side. Like, know how you can fight in a big arc? Alright, well there he's going to your map. You can try and go for the counterattack, yep. Alright. So watch out for the disruptors, right? He's probably gonna activate it.
I can't, I'm sorry, it's too much. I understand like what you're saying, but for me to box stuff, it's just really hard.
I understand that. Alright, I don't think this guy is quite silver anyway, but I guess that he finished up platinum in the previous season doesn't help too much. But anyways, like this is solid practice though. So let's just GG out of this one. Like this is gonna be very difficult and like annoying to finish up. So I don't think it's gonna be very easy to finish. Well,
hold on, let me
could
see.
continue onwards.
Let me see. He's got Colossus.
Cool.
Yeah, the Colossus coming out. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so I went up with that timing, and I mean, he had Archons already.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So there's a couple things to discuss from this one. What we can get out of this one is the general mindset that you should be going for. So basically, what happened, right? We didn't have enough stuff with the first attack, right? He already had the big army out, and the reason why he got that big army is just because he had a lot more workers for a long amount of time.
Okay. So that, to me, that seems like when I saw his natural going down with that first Zergling, to me, that would have been my time where I would have made like 8 Zerglings and just been like, I got to get in there and do some damage. I know he had some Zealots, but I still feel like if I could have just right-clicked them into his main, I could have got potentially 2 or 3 more probes out of that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I do agree. You probably could have done a lot more damage. It's just not really the aim of the focus right here, right?
Okay,
so the
that's
goal
good.
wasn't really to win, but you know, to just get the general mindset across. So, if you look at the income tab just for the early part of this game,
Is that Control I?
yeah, no, it's just I.
Oh,
Just look at the amount of Harfests that you get, right? So
Yeah.
at some point you throw down the Roach Warren in the main base, and I just wanna like compare the units that you have at that point, right? Just to like not to like rub it in or anything, right? But just to showcase that it wasn't really much of a threat that could possibly come.
yeah. I think that's my thing though. So like on ladder, it just seems like so much normally that I'm like that I get so much aggression that like I think maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm over preparing myself when it's like that's money that could have just been gone into more drones and getting my economy better. So it's a real balance. I never know which one to like actually put in front, I guess.
Right. So I think the correct answer to that is just to lose games because you made too many workers. Just
Okay.
That's like the best way to lose is by losing because you made too many workers, because that way you know, okay, next time around, you know, this sucks because it cost me some ladder points, but losing because you have too many workers, like nobody ever shows me a match where they made too many workers and I lost because of that, right?
Okay.
I just like just look at the point where you get the Roach one, right? All right, somewhere around here. All right, so right at this point, right?
Yeah.
So looking at the army that he has, he's got 1 zealot right there, right?
Yeah.
And we got 3 queens out. So even with the 2nd zealot and the mothership core that are just about to join, he's not gonna be doing anything really until the cybernetics core finishes up that warp gate upgrade. Which
Okay.
is still like, I don't know, like I can't check it right now, but that's like a full minute and a half or so off. So just for like argument's sake, the worst thing that he could do right now is push forward and you know, force you to micro a little bit with your queens, and then also you know, force out some Zerglings. But that is still a lot cheaper than the Roach Warren and the cost of the Evo chamber, right?
Okay, that's good information. I feel like that's stuff I need to pay attention to.
Yeah. So like income wise, if you check the Harfest account again, it's currently 25 to 19.
Yeah.
And that is never really where you want to be as Zerg, right? He's just going to keep pulling ahead more and more and more in the Harfest account, just because we've been spending so much on defense that we can't really, you know, stay ahead in the eco account. So normally, like, the Zerg is the one that is leading the amount of workers, especially right around, you know, 35-ish supply. And I think we could have just squeezed out a lot more workers. So that immediately, like, basically not having the economy early enough immediately cuts into the amount of units that you have with this timing.
Okay.
So yeah, he actually played a very annoying passive style. So we couldn't really do all too much there, but that's basically the idea. So we're trying to first off make drones, then get an upgrade going, and push out when the upgrade finishes up with a lot of units. And then we'll once again start making drones for another base. And, you know, get the upgrades going and then push out with another units, right? So in this case, it was Roaches into Hydralisk. You could have potentially gone into a Lurker as well, which is, you know, probably a unit that you haven't messed around with too much, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It's hard for me because you know, it's the same thing like siege tank stuff. Like I can, you know, in the campaign or whatever, like I can make siege tanks, right click them and shift siege, but that's pretty much the end of my paying attention to them. So
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, no, lurkers would have been beautiful in this game. You didn't really have anything to kill lurkers, especially after you killed that observer.
yeah,
But that's one of those things that you're gonna have to like basically practice, you know, exclusively for quite a lot of games.
okay,
But yeah, like that's basically the mindset that we want to be in. So workers, units, and never like a couple of workers, then a couple units, couple workers, couple units, right? Does that make any sense?
yes. And that's usually what I try and do. Like I'll look up, see what my supply is, and then I'll tab through my bases and see my counts. And I'll, you know, and so that way I'm like, oh man, why am I at the 8-minute mark? And you know, I have one of my bases that's only like 4 workers on it or something. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you could be a little greedier with it, and it will probably make it way easier. Because macro wise, like spending wise, you're not really missing much of a beat. Like, I mean, not every single queen and jack was hit, but I don't think you ever went over like 500 minerals or something. So. Yeah, it was just looking very solid. I think like making a lot of workers is probably going to throw you off a little at first, just because you get a lot of income from it. But it should help out a lot more in the long run. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. I'd rather lose a handful of games being overly greedy and then like learning how to balance out than losing a bunch of games just like getting steamrolled by having not enough workers and then so I don't have an army for it. So
yeah, exactly. All right, so let's just give it a try again. Let's see if we can find someone else to play against.
Okay.
Thanks for the help, Sonar. All right, cool. All right, so guys, we are gonna need someone to practice against. Anyone Silver Gold League-ish. If you could help us out, feel free to join group LowkoTV on the North American server. So just type /join LowkoTV. Or if you're already listening to this and you're already in the group, just say, hey, I'm here, Loco Silver, is what data says. Cool. Sweet. So is he a Zerg player? By the way, we are looking for Protoss or Terran players primarily right here. I hope this guy... Yeah, he's a Zerg player. Like, Protoss, Terran? Hello, Co. I'm new to Terra Legacy. I was Diamond and HOTS. Dude, like, HOTS is... Like, Diamond's... Diamond's just too high. I can't do Diamond. But yeah. Does it make sense, though? Like, the mindset I'm trying to...
Yeah. I'm keeping, you know, a handful of notes, and I think greedy is good, and trying to like make informed pushes like when things are happening. Don't just be like, well, I feel stagnant and I'm gonna throw some units at his face. I mean, I know that'll work sometimes, but and a lot of times what I'm trying to do too is just like I'm trying to tuck the other person's corners and just make sure that like they're not like crazy expanding out, and like that way I can feel comfortable usually. But then sometimes they've got 10 carriers and that doesn't work. Right.
That makes sense. Could you check the menu real quick and go to options and check out the scroll speed that you're at? I haven't actually asked you to check that yet, but it's one of those things that I do want to start asking people. Yeah, it's under the mouse and keyboard section in the options. Do you see that?
Yeah. So mouse sensitivity is 58%.
Cool.
Mouse scroll speed?
Yeah, that one.
Is 45%.
All right, yeah. So I believe the default one is like 20, 25-ish something. You could see if you can up it a little bit, because every engagement, it seemed like you were looking somewhere that wasn't your army. Sometimes. Doesn't that make sense? Like, sometimes the army seemed a little far from where you were looking. Upping it is going to make it a lot faster. I got it personally set to 70% right now. You could mess around with it a little, see if you like it better. But, wow, you can actually change your cursor size. I did not know that.
That's weird.
Wow, you can make a tiny cursor. All right, right there.
I did have this is kind of a specific question while we're either setting stuff up. How do you remove stuff from control groups, or how do you do it, or is there a good way?
Basically what you do is hold control down, hold shift down, and then click on the group of units that you want to... Wait, are you talking one unit that you want to remove out of a control group, or multiple?
Either way, I think you can keep going what you're saying. I think that's going to be my answer.
All right. So basically...
So you're saying like you can...
Yeah, so basically, let's say you have control group 1, and there's like 6 roaches in there and 2 drones, right? And you want to remove the 2 drones. Basically, what you do is select hotkey 2, which is where those units are, and at the bottom of the screen, you have this selection box, right? Like basically showcases that you have 5 roaches and 2 drones. If you hold down Shift and you click on an individual unit in that selection box at the bottom of the screen,
it takes out all the.
It takes out a single unit. If you hold down Shift and you click on one of the roaches, it's gonna remove that single roach. If you then remake the hotkey, so let's say Ctrl+2, it's gonna remake the hotkey group without that one. Does that make sense?
Okay, I just didn't know if I didn't know if there was a way to undo the same, like, you know, if you grab like 5 extra units and then shift them to a hotkey, it does a union of the 2 things that you've done. I didn't know if there was a kind of a disjoint way without remaking the hotkey. But that's fine.
One of the things that added in Legacy of the Void, maybe that's what you're asking. Let's say you have like a bunch of Zerglings and you have a bunch of roaches on the same hotkey, right? And you want to make a new control group with Zerglings. What you can do is basically hit Alt+2, for example, and that will remove them from the primary hotkey group and then add them to the new hotkey group. Does that make any sense?
Okay, I need to play around with that, and I couldn't get it to work, so I'll pay attention to that like some other time. But okay.
Yeah, like you can Control for a new control group, Shift to add to a control group, and Alt to remove out of a control group.
Okay.
So it's like dancing on the keyboard with your left hand, right? Like
yeah.
But you can go ahead and do so.
Okay.
But yeah, Alt is a new control group that I'm personally not that used to yet either. So Lowko, say that part again, please. So Shift is to add a control group to, or add units to a certain control group. So let's say you have control group 1, and you want to add units towards that control group. So let's say you have 5 more roaches. You hit Shift+1. It will add them to the existing hotkey of 1. Then Control remakes the entire hotkey. So if you... Man, this guy is constantly inviting me into games. Alright, sorry. Control will basically recreate an entire hotkey group. And Alt will remove them out of a control group and remake it. Just mess around with it in a custom game, you'll see.
Yeah, I will.
They're talking about me in the general chat. Who's LowkoTV is someone that's asking. I'll say me. Yeah, we'll try and get 2 more games in.
Okay. Yeah, this is awesome though. This is exactly what I was hoping for. So this is great. Thank you.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how much laddering I can get in the next month or 2 or something, and then maybe go again.
Yeah. We can definitely do that. All right. So this guy is Silver Terran on EU, is what he said.
Okay. You need to be ref.
Yeah, probably. But just gonna go for a similar strategy. Obviously, it's Terran, so the only real thing we have to worry about is harassment early on, which you already mentioned you absolutely love. But the mindset is the exact same. We're still gonna focus on first making drones, then making a couple of defensive units, and then making drones again, and then a couple of defensive units. And but it's still making that big amount of roaches or the big amount of drones first before starting to produce the army, and then hitting them in the face right when upgrades finish. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like the
do we still want to try and do roaches?
Yeah, we'll go for roaches again. We may be going for some roach ravager stuff as well, but yeah, ravagers are really good against Terran in particular. But
awesome.
All right, so Mr. Barcode. I don't know what to call him. Can you close the stream? Also, if you can play. You're currently set to Terran, by the way. Thank you for pointing it out, stream chat. Yeah, it's Battle.net. Damn, man. Stream chat's so useful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have noticed that either. I hope he's reading this. The barcode. So he also finished up in gold. People are lying in order to get in here, man. Alright. Alright, you ready?
Yes, yes, yes.
Cool. Alright.
And you said you'll put this up on YouTube too?
If you want me to, sure. I think this is a very useful coaching session. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Awesome.
watching them, so.
Cool.
And I told a couple of my friends, I was like, yeah, it might be up, so you can laugh at me later. All right, so okay, I'm fairly comfortable with this map. I always like sneaking around the backside too, because I feel like a lot of times people they don't position stuff right to see it, especially in silver.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think the run by style and like the multiple small groups and stuff is very, very useful. Nobody really does that. Like most of the people just sit back in their bases, so I think it's very useful to work on that. Cool. Yeah, so let's just go hatchery first again. I like that. Yeah, so I'm just picking maps that were also in the beta, just to make it a little...
Yeah, that helps. We don't have to... Come on.
People always get really confused when new map pools happen, especially when the new expansion hits, right? Like, whatever, what do you need to do? So many things happening that are new already, and then go from there. Anyway, let's get the pool first. Yep. The pool next, and then the overlord. Technically speaking, the best way to get them is like 17... So like a 13 overlord, and then like 17 hatch, 17 pool. That seems to be the standard. Yeah. 14 is fine.
So wait, I guess I didn't understand that then.
Yeah, so basically what you would get is the 13 overlord, and then drone up to 17 before getting the hatchery instead of it at 14. But
that's interesting. Okay, I almost never go my overlord first, so that's interesting. But
yeah,
I guess
it's like if you see a lot of cheese on the ladder, you may want to go for this. But
okay,
let's get the gas geyser as well.
Oof, I'm getting a little bit of lag.
All good. Alright, and let's get a set of links as well. So usually you would scout with Zerglings and Zerg versus Terran, but...
Alright, that actually makes sense, but...
No problem. It's not a big deal, right? These are all very minor things. Alright, let's put some drones in the gas. Always bringing the minerals back.
It's probably something that I waste more time thinking about than if I would just... Yeah, I'm getting some pretty hefty lag.
No worries. Cool. So first is Terran. Extra Overlord or extra Queens are very good. If you want to mess around with that, it's very, very, very useful to go up to like 4 Queens.
I can't tell if I made an Overlord. Okay, got it.
You did, yes. Alright, so let's just wait for that to pop off and make a lot of workers. There we go. So notice, like, we're only making Zerglings. Or, oh, sorry, only making drones. Alright, do you want to start at the link speed? So Queen injects first, exactly. Prioritization is very good. There we go. A lot of workers, and then we can start scouting again. So let's get the Overlords as well, double Overlords at this time. And now we can start scouting again. So notice the prioritization right there, right? Alright, so there's Marines. Hey, fucking surprise.
Yeah.
Sorry?
That's really good to know, like, because I get caught up in little stuff like that doesn't matter. Oh,
yeah, no, go ahead.
That doesn't matter at all. Like, I would have still been running around my my lings up there just because, like, that's what I had my brain set on right then. But as soon as you said, you know, injects first, then speed, then you can go back to that. I think that's something I need to pay attention.
Yes. So if you watch the, like, I don't know if you watch a lot of StarCraft, right? I don't know if you watch any of the pro games or whatnot.
Yeah.
You'll notice the observer is always looking at those 2 Zerglings that are scouting at the front, right?
Yeah.
And if you pay too much attention to that, you'll think that's the only thing the players are doing at that point. But they only are doing that as soon as the Queen injects are hit, and as soon as all of the larvae are spent, and as soon as the minerals are at 0, right? You gotta like try and keep that always in mind. Like whenever you watch StarCraft, it's not the same than what the players are actually doing. So as far as like prioritization goes, you always want to make sure you put your Queen and Jacks at the very, very top of that, and then right underneath it, spending all the minerals and gas that you have. So making sure that you have 0 larva, 0 minerals, 0 gas, and that the Queen and Jacks are done, and then you can go back to scouting with the Zerglings. So if you're not sure what to do, like if you're let's say you're like 10 minutes into the game, right? And you're like, well, what the fuck do I do right now? Just start checking your Queen and Jacks. Like think while you're actually.
Yeah, I usually do that. That's like my go-to button is just scanning through my bases fast.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just saying like prioritization, Queen and Jacks, spending all the larvae, spending all the resource that we get, and then whatever is necessary. Cool. That's a pretty long second. Alright, so we can hit Queen and Jacks again. Very good. So let's got a big round of workers here. We have a lot of larvae. Cool. So try and like make sure there's always 0 larvae available if we can. Alright. So there's a reactor. What we can do is go up to a lair, get the Evo chamber, and get the Roach Warren. So lair, Evo chamber, Roach Warren. Cool. This is looking very good so far. Alright. So whenever you're producing overloads right now, just get 2 at a time.
Okay.
This is looking much better already. Like droning wise, this is very powerful. Alright. So what you can do is go for the 3rd base now as well. Because we will start floating a couple of minerals here and there. So just go for the 3rd base. And get up that +1 missile going. So for the moment, we're done droning, right? You got 2 bases fully saturated.
Yeah.
And you got everything you would need. So let's go ahead and get the Roach speed upgrade as well. And then start making non-stop roaches. I do want to get the Roach speed first.
Okay. Yeah, the hive wasn't done, or the hatch rate wasn't done.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
Yeah. So basically, right now. Sorry.
Hellions coming.
Yeah. So basically, right now, the only thing we're gonna do is wait for that Roach speed to finish up. Oh shit! I did think we started the natural or the 3rd. Sorry, I thought we did.
I got lots going on.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is just make a lot of roaches here and wait for Roach speed to finish up, as well as the +1 missile.
Okay.
So we're not gonna move out on the map at all until +1 attack is done, until Roach speed is done, right? So first is Terran. You can saturate that Fort Gas Geyser because Ravages are so good at breaking buildings. Oh well. Sick micro, bro. Alright, so let's just make more roaches. Roaches, overlords, roaches, overlords. Very good macro once again, though. Like, you're not floating minerals at all. Very good. Okay, Queen inject. And for practice sake, what we'll do is just re-rally all of the hatcheries towards the 3rd base. We do want to move out across the map, by the way, right now. So rally all of the bases towards the 3rd, and then start droning up.
Okay.
So these are the only units that we're
rally?
making.
Okay.
Yeah. So rally towards the 3rd base. There we go. And just start droning up. That's the only thing we focus on right now. So obviously,
Should I move back?
yeah, no. We want to fight. But this is the only army we're making. Well, we're gonna need some Ravagers, but it takes 3 Ravager shots to kill those things. No, don't move back. Don't move back. We definitely want to fight. All right, hold on. Let me try and rephrase.
I can't. Yeah, sorry. There's too much going on.
Right. So,
Liberators scare me.
I know. They're fucking terrifying. So just to clarify, right? So basically, we made this big army. We finished up Roach speed, and we finished up +1 missile, right?
Right.
Those upgrades make it really, together they make a really good timing to hit him in the face, right?
Okay.
However, there's a very small chance that we're actually gonna win the game with it because he's still on the natural, right? He's not sitting at the 3rd base with his entire army.
Okay.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, so basically what we're following it up with is like immediately prepare for the next wave. So we're just gonna start droning up that 3rd base. So while we're fighting, we're not actually reinforcing with any more units. We're just like making a lot of drones for the next one. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, to me, like, I see 2 liberators, and like, it's just like crisis lockdown, like get everything home, because so back in the beta, do you remember when liberators were like, you couldn't get next to them, queens couldn't touch them, and they would just shred. So like, to me, I still have that mindset of just like, shut down everything, get home.
Right. Yeah, but that would mean that we spend all the last like 7 minutes to get this sick push going, and then not do anything with it, right? So I would always try and at least do something. Now, the reason why Ravagers are so good against against Terran is because they're so good at taking out buildings, but also the Liberators. So it takes 3 Liberator or 3 Ravager shots to kill a Liberator when it's in that siege mode. Since you got a lot of Roaches here, you can just morph in like, a 5 more Ravagers or something like that, kill both of these things and just keep on pushing. But in the meanwhile, we're just making sure we're droning up that base, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
You understand where we're coming from?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, that my immediate first thing was to pull back, but you're right. If I would have just morphed some and made him kind of commit to doing something,
we can still do that. We can still do that. So let's just follow this up with only drones. Morph in the Ravagers, wait for the Ravagers to push or to finish, and then pull forward or push forward.
Okay.
No, to answer someone's question in the chat, Liberators do not take extra damage when sieged up. Alright, let's go. Alright, so let's morph some Ravagers in. As many as you can. There we go. And start droning up again. Very good. Beautiful Queen and Jack once again. Alright, so they actually only take a couple seconds. Well, hey. Let's just go. Let's just move. Alright, so we may have to pull up the ramp. You can actually hit him from there, although there are a lot of siege tanks as well, so I'd be a little careful. You can give it a try, but yeah, I don't think you really need to. Like, notice though, this is why we're droning up that new base, right? We're making drones here, so you're gonna be ahead here no matter what. If he tries to expand, you're gonna stop him from doing so. And yeah, we're already in a really good spot here. So let's go. Let's start setting up for that second timing wave, right? So let's go for some Roaches, or for some Hydras, and get the +1 attack going again. Or the +2 attack going again. We could also go up to a hive, I think. Sorry?
I'm getting a little bit of lag.
Nice. Oh, wait. Okay, so,
yeah.
sorry again. Yeah, so, this is actually a pretty important one. If you mouse over, if you hold down, okay, sorry, let me, that made no sense. If you are using the corrosive bile ability, right? And you're mousing over a Liberator, you actually see a little circle underneath the Liberator, exactly where you need to land the thing to kill it. Because if you're gonna like freestyle it, it's really hard to hit.
Yeah, I think that was another one, so.
Yeah, so I don't think any of the shots hit right there. But basically, if you mouse over, if you look carefully, there's like a little line underneath the Liberator.
Okay. That
showcases where you need to land the corrosive bile.
I'll have to play with that or something.
Yeah. No, for now it's all good though. Yeah, let's just go up to a hive and start going from there.
Okay.
That's all good though. Those are the kind of things that you just know along the way, I suppose. Alright, so let's get the Hydra upgrade. And go up to a hive. If I would play Terran, I would probably play with the in-game music. The in-game music is so good for Terran. For some reason, that's playing for me right now. Alright, let's go for the Hydras. Hydras and Lynx are also fine.
I made a bunch of Lings because I was floating minerals and I was waiting for my Overlords.
Cool. Alright, so let's keep that timing wave in mind again, right? So that's the Hydra upgrade and the +1 missile. Let's just go for a lot of Hydras right now. Very good. Alright. Very nice. Couple overlords again. And back to hitting queen injects. Very good. You can actually queue up injects right now as well.
Yeah, I'm trying. There's again, it's, you know, a lot of stuff going on.
Alright. So, Hydras are about to pop. Upgrades are about to finish. Let's make sure we can push out again. And also reinforce with some more roaches probably, but...
It's just super laggy.
It's looking very good, man. I'm not seeing any lag from your end at least. Like, it's looking very powerful. You're getting a lot of stuff. Alright. So let's see if you can do some damage.
No!
Alright.
I'm getting like 3 clicks a minute.
Oh man. Okay, you can use the corrosive bio, you think? There we go. Okay, let's push up with some more army. Oh man, that fight could have gone really easily your way. That could have been.
I'm getting like
victory
3.
right there.
I'm getting like 3 frames.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, like, gameplay wise, there wasn't really a mistake so far, other than, you know, apparently getting lag spikes. But that was looking very good though. Yeah, you could have definitely pushed the victory there. But, you know, just so you know, when you're playing ladder, you can do that when you're not getting any lag spike. All right, so let's get the Ultra Cavern right now as well, I guess, and maybe a Greater Spire or something like that. But you know, like, if you wouldn't be getting the lag spikes, you would have won the game here for sure. Like, there's really no way to lose the engagement if you can well, see what's going on. Is that like graphical lag or is it like internet lag?
I don't know.
All right. Gotta need some vision. Alright, so reinforce with more units. Be careful though. Yeah, cool. Oh, be careful. Siege tanks are scary.
I know.
Alright, so let's get the Ultra upgrades. And probably also the adrenal glands upgrades.
Oh shit, yeah. I forgot about that. Those things are amazing. I'm low on gas.
So since you're getting the adrenal glands upgrade, you can definitely also go for a lot of Zerglings. Yeah, adrenal glands makes them so good. All right, so one thing I would like to see is a scout at his 4th base. So the base in the bottom right corner. You can't really break him up there. Yeah, bottom right corner most likely. Like, you can't really break him up when he's sieged up in that 3rd base, but as soon as you see him move down to the 4th, you can crush that army. So just you just need to make sure that you're there as soon as he tries to do that. I don't know if he's going to try and do that, but just keep an eye out on the back rocks, I suppose. Like, leave one Zergling there if you can.
Yeah, see, this is the part of the game where... Oh, yeah.
Well, there we go. Free base. What a nice guy. Alright. Very good. So let's get the other upgrades going. So macro-wise, I gotta be honest, man. Macro-wise, you're definitely not Silver League.
What other upgrades? You're just talking more...
more armor upgrades, more missile upgrades, more melee upgrades, whatever. Evo chamber upgrades, yeah.
I know, I'm moving all over the place like a scrub.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't really want to fight this until he tries to land the 4th base. What you can do though is get the corruptors, exactly. Whenever you get corruptors, also make sure to get the armor upgrade. Armor upgrades makes them way better. Armor upgrade for the corruptor. Yeah, exactly. So just keep an eye out on whenever he's trying to go for the 4th base, be it with changelings or being with overlords or something. Just keep an eye out whether or not he's leaving his base and whether he's trying to get another base going. That's like your time to push.
I gotta kill off some supply to get brood lords.
Yeah, you can make some static defense, I suppose. Just make some overlords or like some I would be very worried moving in there, though.
Yeah, fine. Jeez.
It's good. It's cool. It's cool. All right. Let's rain justice, I suppose. So I gotta keep in mind, Liberators still do very well against air units as well. So if you were gonna push, I would push with the Brute Lords, just so your Hydras can pick up the Liberators.
Jeez.
All right, so let's get the Brute Lords. Let's get the Brute Lords. The Brute Lords.
Oh shit.
Very good. All right, so let's get the Brute Lords forward. If you can, try and put them on a separate hotkey group.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen today. I'm sorry.
Okay, all fine. All right, what we can then do is just move in from one angle. All right, just a move.
Jesus Christ.
Fighting a sieged up Terran is very difficult. I'm not gonna lie.
No, go home.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to retreat. All right. Yeah, so I think there were a couple moments in this game where you could have won. It's just a matter of like practicing at that point where, you know, where you're gonna be, you know, engaging that. We could do like an entire coaching session on just micro of armies, but. It's okay though, we can still make a lot of army here. Just morph in some Ravagers to get rid of that gas. So he's probably taking the bottom right corner of the map right now. So let's just get going, but yeah. He's not doing anything, man. He's just sitting.
Jeez.
He may have taken the one in the other corner or something, I don't know. Yeah, so at this point, honestly, like, winning the game is really difficult because playing against mech is all about not getting mech to max out. And he's gonna be maxed out very shortly, which is just gonna make it super difficult to get anything done. Well, you can kill that, I suppose. But yeah, like, practice-wise, just realize there were a lot of moments where you could have won the game.
Yeah.
That's just gonna come down to army control, though.
Ah, fuck this. I don't think there's anything I can do here.
No. I think macro-wise you played it pretty much spot on. Micro-wise, there's a lot of things we can improve upon.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the thing. I feel like I get in those situations and I'm like, yeah, I have a huge army, and then like, yeah, and I know I scrubby silver A move or whatever, and lose my entire army, and I'm like, well, I don't know what to do here. So.
Yeah. So What you can do when you're in that scenario is wait for him to move out, which is why I asked to check like the fourth base. So you basically wait until you see him take the fourth base. And that's the moment where you go. Oh, Snake Dog, thank you very much for the subscription, sir. I appreciate that. But like, that's one time to move out, I suppose, is like right when the upgrades, or like right when he moves out, because fighting a turtle, either be it Protoss with the Archons like we saw in the first game, or be it a Terran player, be it a Terran player that's sitting on like mech units like he was. You can either fight them by, oh my god, man, this guy is making new accounts just to invite me more into games. Jeez. But like you can either fight them when they move, or as soon as they, you know, are trying to go ahead and kill you and get to your side of the map, so you can actually catch those siege tanks or whatnot unsieged. or you catch him right when he's expanding. So basically,
Okay.
those are the options that you have if you don't want to rely on your micro.
Yeah. And I mean, I should stop F2ing, and I should have had something. If I would have had just Zerglings at, you know, at the where he actually ended up putting his fourth, like I probably could have seen that floating over and sniped it quick too before it was a planetary. So,
Yeah, yeah. Just look back at the coaching when I got it uploaded on YouTube and just
Yeah.
watch the engagement that you had, right?
Yeah.
Or just go into the replay and see him and check him out right there once again, because you'll see that you had enough units to beat it right there. Just the way the engagement went wasn't like, you know, sufficient enough, and that's obviously also because I'm watching watching what you're doing. You know, there's people watching on the stream and whatnot. That's all you know, to be expected, I suppose. But
yeah. I had a little. I'm not blaming lag, but I had a little bit of lag too. But I'll try and, like, the things I wrote down, like, just try and, you know, for X many games, just try and be overly greedy, and then just start learning when to. I think I did. I think I did good with getting the two saturated. I think that's the thing that I do too much, is that I'll get like double upgrades going, and I'll get like stuff that I can't support at all, and I'll only have like 10 drones on my natural or something. And it's like, if I would have skipped out on some of that stuff early, I know the economy will skyrocket later. So
yeah,
I'll pay attention to that.
Macro wise, like Queen and Jack wise, spending wise, getting the drone timing wise and whatnot, that was so much better in this game. Oh, Fransusolf. I don't know, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you for the sub as well, bro. Welcome. But like macro wise, Queen and Jack wise, spending wise, drone timing wise, this was so much better in the last game that we played than in the replay that we had.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the subscription train has arrived. Magma Driver, thank you also, or Magma Diver rather, thank you also for the subscription. But yeah, just I would say just like stick at it, just keep trying and work a little on the engagements. I can see if I can try and help you out at some later time if I have if you're interested in that. But engagements are just gonna be practiced for the most part, and you know, trying not to get frustrated when playing against mech, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think some of it too, like that very first engagement I took, like as soon as I moved up, I saw it, like, or the second one, not when I first saw the Liberators, but when I moved up and I saw tanks. To me, like, I see the explosions and I'm just like, oh okay, I must be dying here. So like I stutter step and then I'll lose. So I think some of that is experience of seeing when, like, I can actually move in and commit to things. So yeah, that comes with time. So
yeah, no, that is definitely true. That is definitely correct. It's just a matter of practice and just a matter of time, really. It will happen over time. It's just gonna take some time, and try and not get too frustrated. Like I notice you get frustrated when playing mech, and you know, when you're frustrated, it doesn't make it any easier, right? So just try and think straight and see how you want to take the engagement, instead of being like, hey, you know, fuck you, Terran, I'm gonna kill you right now, and losing all the stuff. Yeah. But that's so good.
All right, well, I really appreciate it, and then maybe sometime in the new year, if I get some things under control a little bit better, maybe I can move up and ask for some help on different stuff. So,
all right, yeah, definitely. Just you got me on Skype, so just contact me with any questions and anything you have.
Awesome, thanks so much. And again, the BlizzCon video, the vlogs were awesome. I know you've probably gotten a lot of good feedback, but that stuff was so much fun to see, like the behind the scenes, because I feel like we get to watch the stream, but to see you doing stuff behind the scenes was just so much fun. Like just going to the beach with White Ra and stuff was just very cool. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, no worries, man. I'm actually heading to DreamHack in Sweden this week on Wednesday. So I guess I'll be making daily vlogs again. I mean, a lot of people actually really like them. So
that's got to be so tough, though. You had the one where you're like, well, it's 3 a.m, so now I'm gonna edit for 3 hours or whatever, and so just
that's the one thing
I did know that we appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I did not anticipate that the edits take so long. Like with BlizzCon in particular, I had to wake up at like 8, and I started the edit of the vlog at like 2:30, being done at like 4. But that's so good.
Well, I hope it pays off for you, because I know that everyone really likes it, so that's good stuff.
Anyway, yeah, man. Let me know how it goes. Also, if you have a replay you want me to check out, just you know where to reach me. And yeah, I'll see if I can get it uploaded in the next week.
Okay, no rush. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Talk to you later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.